Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to work more on decomposing fractions. This is going to be for the objective in IXL math. It's the first one under the letter Q in the math section. It doesn't have a number, but it's called decomposing fractions into unit fractions using models. It's the very first one. It doesn't have a number. It's above the number 1. So that's the one you're going to do as an assignment. But I want to go over unit fractions a little bit more. So unit fractions, a unit fraction is the smallest piece of a particular fraction. For example, if we have the fraction 5/6, the smallest piece we could take away from that would be 1/6, 1/6 of it. Remember, we're going to keep the denominator the same, and we're just going to take one piece from it. Because that is 5/6 is made up of 5 1/6 pieces. Just like with 7/8, the smallest piece we could have if we had something that was 7/8 inches long, we could take 1/8 of that, because 7/8 is made up of 7 1/8 pieces. So if we look down here at our math aid, you can see that they use this length and they say this is a whole. It's the whole thing. Let's think of it as a candy bar, for example. And if we have it like this, we have it divided into 2 equal pieces. The unit fraction is 1/2 because 2 1/2s make one whole piece, one whole candy bar, if that's a purple candy bar. Here, it's divided into 3 equal pieces, so the unit fraction is 1/3 because that's the smallest unit, the smallest piece we could have if we broke it evenly, if we broke it at these notches, etc. So if we look at this one up here, and we're going to break it into unit fractions, 4/7. If we're going to break it or decompose it into unit fractions, we would say that 4/7 is equal to 1/7 plus 1/7 plus 1/7, seventh plus 1/7. If we took 1/7 and added it together 4 times, we're going to end up with the fraction 4/7. So when you get to this objective, the first one under Q that doesn't have a number, it's above the number 1, decomposing fractions into fraction units using models, you're going to see problems similar to this. They're worded like this: how do you write 2/3 as a sum of unit fractions? Use the fraction strips to help. And they're going to give you a picture. These are the fraction strips right here. So you can see they use this, if this amount is 1, and then we took it down here and we broke it into thirds, we want to know what unit fractions are we going to use to make 2/3? Well, the unit fraction is going to be 1/3, so we have to find a certain number of 1/3s that would equal 2/3. Now, they've even got them shaded in for you here. 1/3 plus 1/3. So we just have to find what matches that from our given answers. And it would be this one, of course. All right. I think the trickiest thing about it is this question just seems sort of awkward. How do you write 2/3 as a sum of unit fractions? Well, sum, of course, means adding. And then you just have to know what the definition of a unit fraction is. Then let's look at this one. How do you write 3/5 as a sum of unit fractions? Use the fraction strips to help you. So they're showing you that this would be equal to 1, and this is actually the very same amount as that, but it's broken into 5 pieces, and we are going to get 3 of those 5 pieces, or 3/5 of that. So what little math problem down here matches this picture? Hopefully you will say right away, oh, it's 1/6. Or, I'm sorry, it's 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. It's the second one right here. All right, and we'll do one more. This one says, how do you write 7/9 as a sum of unit fractions? So you look down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these are highlighted. They are all 1/9. So we know it's going to be 1/9 written 7 times. So we just have to figure out, we can automatically ditch this one. You know, they're going to put things in here like this to really make you think. You might look at this and say, oh, there's a 7 and there's a 7 up there, so I'm going to choose this one because I didn't look at the other answers yet. Well, don't do that. You know that we have to find this denominator. So we have these two to choose between. All right. And up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So which one of these is written 7 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is right here. So this would be the correct answer. So I really think that you won't have any trouble doing this, other than you might think to yourself, this just seems so simple. Is this really what they're asking you to do? And it really is, because this is going to build on adding and subtracting of fractions. So I hope that helped you. If you need to watch this a couple of times to get the hang of it, then watch it a couple of times. All right. Hope you have a good day.